YouTube, what I do to daily output. I am Drede. Got an article coming from not sure, but it's about a female cop in Chicago, Illinois that was killed maybe a year, 2 years within that time frame ago. But let's get into this article. An abomination, outrage after cop killer, accomplice Eric Morgan gets maximum sentence of 7 years and Ella French slaying. There's a lady that was killed and the accomplice. Chicago, Illinois. A wave of furious outrage has sparked online after 25-year-old Eric Morgan, who was charged with the murder of police officer Ella French, was reportedly offered a plea deal that will keep him in prison for just 7 years. Eric and his brother, Monte Morgan, were charged after fatally shooting 29-year-old French during a violent traffic stop in West Englewood neighborhood on August 7th, 2021. Close to 2 years. More than 2 years. Eric was charged with aggravated unlawful use of a weapon by a felon and obstructing the administration of justice after being accused of handling the murder weapon allegedly used by his brother. Meanwhile, Monte, who was accused of pulling the trigger, has been charged for first-degree murder of a peace officer, attempted first-degree murder of a peace officer, aggravated unlawful use of a weapon, and unlawful use of a firearm by a felon. Eric, however, will be released in 2030 despite the gravity of the crime. On Friday, September 29, 2023, his attorney revealed that he has been offered a 7-year prison sentence with the maximum for the most serious charge against him. Oh, she was beautiful. R.I.P. to Miss French. Roger Brown further claimed that he could face 23 years in prison if he did not accept the plea deal, if it were not for the fact that it was associated with the Chicago police and officers. He would have gotten a sentence of probation, Brown said, according to Daily Mail. So I think a sentence of 7 years is more than enough. He continued, adding that Eric is scheduled to have his plea hearing on October 12th. And the article goes on to, why did the Morgan brothers kill Ella French? French was fatally shot after she and her colleague Carlos Yanez pulled over Morgan's brother's car just after 9 p.m. on August 7th. The brothers were said to have been driving with expired license plates, prompting police to pull them over. Investigators claimed that at one point French asked one of the men to come out, and that's when the physical altercation took place. During the altercation, the man pulled out his gun and opened fire at both officers. In an exchange of gunfire, French was fatally shot at the scene while Yanez was gravely injured. Later, it revealed that both brothers were on probation for separate cases. At the time of the shooting, Monte pleaded guilty to robbery in Cook County Court in 2022. He also had other criminal charges on his record, including minor traffic offenses, such as leaving the scene of an accident, operating a vehicle without a license, and driving uninsured. He was also charged with battery and theft in 2019. They got a video of Miss French and Outrage. And while that's loading, you can like, comment, subscribe, share if you like. Is it muted?
Was appropriate.
What's going on?
We believe that the maximum sentence in this case was appropriate, and I believe we missed an opportunity to send a strong message.
Anger Anger and frustration tonight from Chicago police and the family of fallen officer Ella French after a federal judge rejects the maximum sentence for the man who bought the gun used in that shooting. Jamel Danzy of Hammond, Indiana, pleaded guilty to straw purchasing that weapon for one of the brothers charged in the officer's murder. Dane Placco has more reaction from the Dirksen Federal Building.
And it's just so sickens me that, you know, the sentence was only 30 months.
Carlos Yanez Jr. was among dozens of Chicago police officers packing a federal courtroom for today.
So it seems like from this video, they're upset at the person who purchased the gun, which doesn't appear to be the Morgan brothers, but somehow the brothers obtained the weapon that was purchased.
Today's sentencing.
And they're upset that he only faced 30 days in prison, if I heard that correctly.
Yanez was shot in the head in the same attack that took the life of his partner, 29-year-old Ella French, during a traffic stop in August of last year.
I lost my career, and I'll never be the same with my friends, family, my son. I'll never be the father that I could have been, you know, so we face challenges every day, but it's just something needs to change.
The two brothers charged with that murder, Imante and Eric Morgan, have yet to go to trial. But Jamel Danzy of Hammond, Indiana, has already pleaded guilty to straw purchasing the murder weapon. And prosecutors today urged federal judge Robert Gettleman to give Danzy the maximum 5-year sentence for that illegal gun purchase, saying he knew his friend Eric Morgan was a felon who couldn't buy the gun himself. In emotional testimony, Officer French's mother, Elizabeth, faced Danzy in court and said, "What did you think that weapon was for? Your choices took my daughter from me forever." But Judge Gettleman said there were mitigating circumstances, including Danzy's abuse as a child, leading to mental health issues, and the fact that Danzy bought the gun under pressure to keep his friendship with Morgan. As a human being, I understand the desire for vengeance, but that can't be the basis for sentencing, Gettleman said, before ordering Danzy to prison for 30 months, exactly half as much time as prosecutors had asked for.
Although we respect the decision of the judge in this case, to say that we strongly disagree and are extremely disappointed, we, all the people behind us, would be an understatement.
And if this doesn't change the sentencing procedures, officers are going to think twice before risking their lives constantly and not getting the justice.
Danzy covered his head and didn't talk to us as he left the courthouse. He's scheduled to report to federal prison to begin serving his sentence in early February. At the Dirksen Federal Courthouse, Dane
Correction, 30 months. But after that explanation of him buying a gun, and I guess he gave it to the brothers, makes sense. But like, comment, subscribe.